Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 71 of The Home Front. Make sure you guys put your name in the comments. I want to see who's on here. I love to say hi and see how you guys are doing. It's Monday. Happy Monday. So glad that you guys could join me this evening. Let's see, real quick, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the love button. Again, please comment with your name. I'd love to know who's joining, or just tell me where you're from if you're a first time watcher. Every night, well, I can't say every night, Monday through Friday, I come to you guys and I give you a little bit of information about real estate. So I hope it brings value to you. If you have any questions or you would like some information, please feel free to get with me, ask me any questions you have. I would love to further discuss your questions, help you guys out. Hey Antonio, what's going on? Thank you for joining. And please share this out. You never know who's in your stream who may be looking for this information. Real quick, this is my Thrive patch. I've got to let everybody know it's my vitamin patch. I have been getting so many questions lately about, is it a nicotine patch? I've even been asked, is it a birth control patch? It is neither. It is actually my Thrive patch. It just says Thrive on it. It's vitamins. If you'd like more information, I'd love to get it to you. But welcome everyone. Happy Monday. I had a really fun weekend. Very, very busy. Friday, we did some home shopping. Saturday, did a little more home shopping. Went out with a couple of clients, got a couple contracts. Did a fun color run, which was absolutely awesome. It's really good when you can combine exercise and fun at the same time. That's truly amazing. And then, when I showered, I was just rinsing blue. Everything was just running blue. So that was fun. We talked about a little bit last week about when I got a contract, I got a pre-qualification letter. So finally we got that resolved, got the pre-approval letter. They were able to send the documents to the loan officer, and that's all taken care of. So happy to report that has been resolved. But just a little bit of info for any of you buyers. If you get with a loan officer, make sure you get a pre-approval letter. Pre-qualification means you haven't sent in any of your documents and they need to verify that stuff. So please get that letter. That's important because it will hold up your offer getting approved and going under contract. You may miss out on that house. Lucky enough, we didn't have anything come in that meantime, or in the meantime, no, so it didn't create a problem, but it could create a problem for you if you don't have your pre-approval letter. You could miss out on that house, and I'm sure it's frustrating too, especially if you find the house. Let's see. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about just a little thing that is helpful. If you're selling your house by owner, or you're renting your house by owner, and I try to interact with anyone we call them FSBOs, or that's renting their house, because those houses too, my clients are interested in. So yes, I will go look at those houses, especially I don't pull them up in my system most of the time, but I will have people that bring them to me. So I'm not going to miss out on a house that they may like. I will reach out to the owner. If it's, for example, a lot of times you get them on Zillow or Craigslist. So I'll reach out to those people and I'll try to explain what I'm doing. Number one, I ask them if they work with realtors, and some of them don't, but I still have to move forward anyway and help my client, because that's what my goal is. So even if it's a house, for example, that I'm not going to get a commission on, I'm still trying to help my client get the best house that fits them. So, but here's a little tip. If you're trying to sell your house, or if you're trying to rent your house, return the inquiries that you get, return the phone calls, read the emails, respond to people, because you are not going to get anything back, or you're not going to be able to move forward successfully. You're going to frustrate yourself if you don't respond to people. I'm working on getting a rental, and it's a for rent by owner. It was advertised on Zillow, and I sent an inquiry. I had very specific questions because I do rentals all the time. I get back something that had nothing to do with my original question. I asked him if he could give me a call. I told him what I was doing. I asked him for the application process, because everybody has their own application process. And he sends me back some time slots to see the property. Now here's why I say, have a little conversation with people. One, you don't want to show the property to every single person that calls, that inquires about it, because you don't know if they're going to want to deal with your requirements. It's happened. You have to screen people. So if you're just going to show the property to everyone who inquires, you're going to be busy, you're going to waste your time, and you're going to waste their time. So if you are doing anything by owner, have some conversations with people. Don't be scared to put your phone number out. And if you're trying to do a business transaction, you're going to have to put your phone number out there. Sorry, it's the way it works. You're going to be inundated with phone calls and emails. But if you're trying to do something on your own to save a little bit of money, you're going to have to know what you're doing. So I highly recommend do it. At least consult with an agent. I mean, if you don't want to pay the commission, I understand that, but you have to at least know what you're doing and respond to people, because there's nothing more frustrating, even with agents. There are people who just don't return your phone calls. I mean, I was trying to get into a listing over the weekend, and I could not get in touch with the person that was showing, or the person that had the property on the market. It makes it really, really hard to show a property and get it rented or get it sold if I can't get in it and show it. So what's the point? You really have to be responsive in this type of industry. If you're doing it by owner or if you're an agent, you really have to respond to the calls. You have to respond to the emails. It's a part of what we do. If you're not going to respond, then what are you doing? Hey, Mike, what's going on? Thank you for joining this evening. Please share this out. Please engage. The reason that I do this is to bring you guys information and help you. So if there's any questions that you have, I'd love to help. But we're just talking about some advice that I'm giving anyone that's trying to rent or do a sale by owner. It's really important to respond to people, to track who's coming in and out. And I'll give you a little bit of advice. You don't just want to meet someone at your property. You want to make sure that you know who's coming, because it could also be dangerous. If you're posting your listing on Craigslist and you haven't in any capacity filtered that person out from a murderer, how do you know who's coming? You're giving them, you're calling them on the phone, or they're calling you, and you're asking what they're looking for, and then you're meeting them at the property. So just use a little bit of common sense, where a little safety. You want to make sure you speak with people, get a little background, ask a couple questions. You can filter out a lot of the people who are just looking for instant gratification by explaining to them how things work. I've had a lot of people that I've contacted for rentals or even leads on properties, that if I just have a 5-minute conversation with them, they tell me they're not interested. Or better yet, they tell me, oh, I'll talk to my husband or wife. That also means I'm not interested. People who know what they're doing, people who know what they want, are going to jump on it, because if it's something, but that requires a conversation, that requires knowing the right questions to ask, the right things to say. And you have to be able to do that. You have to engage with people. You can't just do everything through email. And I honestly be leery of anyone just doing something through email and never having a phone conversation. Text and emails are great, but I need to hear a voice. I need to know a name. I need to know who I'm meeting with. These are just simple, safe, even for a woman. I mean, for men, it's the same thing. You have to be safe. And again, if you're trying to get something rented or sold, you have to respond to people. So that's my advice for anyone that's trying to sell or rent their house by owner. Be responsive. Show that you're actually trying to meet your goal of getting that house rented or sold. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining. We did have an open house this week. I want to talk about that. We had, I would say, 4 or 5 families through the open house. They showed some interest. One of them, what I did, because I let everyone know that we had an offer on the property, and I said, we do have an offer. We are waiting for the required documentation to come in. And if you're interested, you need to submit an offer right away. So that's kind of how I approached it. So that way they would know, complete transparency, they would know what the situation is. And if they wanted to write an offer on the property, they needed to do it right away, because we weren't going to present it. We're not going to hold it up if we have the required documentation. We're going to move forward. We have a strong offer, and that's the way to move forward. But also, still seeing what's out there, because you just never know what happens what's going to happen until it happens. That's why I say you're never closed until you're closed, because anything could come up, anything could happen, and you don't want to shut anyone else down before you have something on lock. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show this evening, episode 71 of The Home Front. Again, I really appreciate you guys spending time with me in the evening, learning about real estate and engaging with me. If I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, any of those. You can hit me in a private message to get your questions answered, anything you'd like. So please feel free, and I hope you guys have a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow.